I felt like today's shoot-around, you could tell they had somebody asked me, I said, we had an edge about them. They said, what do you mean they had an edge about them? I said, they were quick to the huddle. They were quick to talk to one another as we were going through the scouting stuff. And, that's always a good sign for you when those guys are on it. You don't have to say much yourself. They're right there on it.
First of all, congratulations on an excellent scouting report. You hit it right on the head. You talked about moving the ball right to left, and then you're going to pretty much get out of that pass to the post. When they start doubling down, when that ball gets swung right to left, any shot you want.
Yeah, Gary and Kyle did a great job of scoring when they had it one-on-one and passing it when they didn't, and that was the huge key on offense. And our game plan was to go inside, obviously, right off the bat, and we did that. And the other part that we talked about in the pregame is Stokes and Johnson. Stokes ended up with 5 points, Johnson with 8. And even though those other guys are actually, a few points ahead of him in scoring, I just felt like those two guys were the key to the game. And our guys did a tremendous job on them, tremendous job.
Did you sense that Troy didn't want to go home today?
Yeah, you could tell. Coach Berger said it right after the game. He said, man, I knew it in warm-ups. He said that's the most focused I've seen him all year long. And he was. He was determined today that we weren't going back home.
You have the luxury. Cincinnati has the luxury that a lot of teams don't have. I think North Carolina and Duke maybe. But we have the luxury of having 5 guys that are go-to players that when we need a basket, depending on the matchup, we can call a play for and get a bucket.
Yeah, it's a different Bearcat team than we've had for a long, long while since Mick and I have been here. And, we do. On a given night, any of those 5 guys can go off, and any of those guys, like you said, depending on the mismatch, can go get us a bucket. And, of course, Coach does a great job of dialing it up and orchestrating it and get the ball to the guy that we feel like has the best matchup.
It's almost as if in 4-minute segments, a different Bearcat chooses to dominate that 4-minute stretch. At one point, you had Jacob Evans doing it in the second half. You had Kyle Washington, who had a slow start in the first half because of foul trouble, really opened the game up for you in the second half.
Yeah, and Troy hung us in there in the first half. First 10 minutes of the game, he got us the lead and got, just did some really good things, both scoring himself and making some great passes to guys.
I thought your guards did a tremendous job of boxing out and securing rebounds and making sure that this team had one shot and one shot only. And as they were trying to make a comeback, the minute they got one shot against your loaded defense in their one-on-one isolation situation, which couldn't help them, when you guys begin to walk the ball up, you can sense the air come out of their sails.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about, and Nick talked about every day this week in practice, we talked about it last night in the scouting meeting, we got to be the Bearcats. And the Bearcats are guys who give you one shot, make it difficult for you to pass the ball from point A to point B and run what you want to run. And tonight we were the Bearcats.
I thought on display today was Cincinnati toughness. When you talk about Bearcats, I think that's what you mean. Toughness, not just physical, but the mental capacity to fight through adversity. We experienced that a little bit too because we didn't get on the air for about the first 10 minutes of our broadcast, but the Bearcat toughness was on full display today.
Yeah, and, they made a run at us in the second half, and any good team is going to do that. You know that. A run's coming at some point. They're not just going to lay down. They made their run. We stopped it. We pushed right back out, pushed the lead back out. And then that kind of broke their spirit, like you said. The wind went out a little bit, and then we extended it a little further. And once we got 14, 15, 16 points, then it was kind of, they just didn't have enough to fight back.
You guys are going to get some rest, probably hang around and watch a little bit of this game. Looking forward, you have a good Kent State team and you have a UCLA team. You have any early thoughts going into the next game?
Coach Savino has a scout on UCLA, so I haven't watched any UCLA tape other than seeing them late night a few times. That's it. So, we're all going to stay and watch the game, and obviously, we don't care who we play. It doesn't. We got to prepare. There's no use worrying about it. You just got to try to get prepared for whoever wins, and it's about what the Bearcats do anyway. It's about how we play. It's about our effort. It's about our execution and those things, because that's the only thing we can control. And so we'll be ready. Trust me, on Sunday we'll be ready.
For the record, I'll be rooting for Kent State.
Congratulations on your 30th win, Coach.
Yeah, 30-5 is amazing.
Baby, 30 wins, baby.
Good luck on Sunday. All right, that is so.